Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Afternoon, I guess it is. Whatever. Who knows when the hell you're going to be watching this, anyways, right? Well, need to talk about this incident here. Because despite many people's call for de escalation, it seems to be escalating rather fast. Okay. Well, first off, I want to mention the fact that Donbass has sparked up again. For a while, we had a peaceable situation breaking out there in Ukraine. The ceasefire was holding better than it had ever been. And there were different reports here and there of different, exchanges. But they even went so far as to have the Donbass rebels talking on camera, sitting there saying, "I guess the war's over. We get to go home soon," and stuff like that. And we might even be part of Ukraine again soon. And they're talking about compromising. They're talking about staying with Ukraine. It's like a few weeks ago. Okay. And then in the past few weeks, since everybody's been paying attention to Russia and France and everything else. In fact, specifically when the France thing happened, ceasefire violations went through the roof and heavy weapons, grad attacks started happening in East Ukraine again. Well, so Russia has an Su-24 get shot down by a Turkish F-16 flying over northern Syria. They've shown the radar map, I guess, where they were warning the guy while he was in their little no-fly zone on the Syria side, and then he was in the little peninsula of territory that Turkey has right here, and that's where they shot him down. Apparently, uh, the only consistent report that I've got was that one Marine who went to try to rescue was killed when their rescue chopper got hit. Okay, so a helicopter got hit. One Russian Marine died there. Yesterday, we got conflicting reports that seem to conclude, as the day simmered down, that both of these Russian pilots had been shot. One of them had been filmed, presumably dead. I mean, he looked pretty dead to me. Um, might have just been passed out, but this was after they were shooting at the parachutes as they fell and everything. Well, today, supposedly, at first, both the pilots survived, according to one report. And I'm getting Euro News. I'm getting just all kinds of different crap. BBC, just I get a lot of different little things, and their stories just kind of change and flop over each other's. It's really interesting if you go back and look at any of the major little European type news channels with the red images, red logos. So anyway, they go from saying that both of them died to neither one of them died. Russia came out and said this morning. Then one of them died, said the media. And then Russia released an interview with one of the pilots with his fucking head turned the whole time. His head was. We're supposed to believe that one of these pilots survived and is going to tell me, and is, by the way, saying that Turkey gave no warning and just shot them down in cold blood. Yeah, that's happening right now. That's what fucking Putin and Russian media say. Russia says it was a stab in the back. Putin said it was a stab in the back. And that there will be serious consequences, quote, for Turkey. Well, the troll channels, who all, all the all the all the ones that are sitting there attached to Putin's nipples, I mean, that horseback riding must be a bitch, but you know, hard to hang on. Too imaginative, too creative. Um, so all these troll channels are not only failing to report the warning that was given, and the whole distinction between Islamic State and just regular Syrian rebels, you know, people with common sense, that don't like to be barrel bombed in crowded marketplaces and whatnot. Yeah, those kind of people. Would you like to be barrel bombed in a crowded marketplace? No, I don't think so. So you would probably be with the rebels if you lived there. Right. Well, they're also going as far as to say Turkey supports Islamist State. Okay, now if you don't believe that these people are connected to Russia, what did Putin exactly say? Huh. He said that Turkey is basically supporting terrorism. They chose to side with the terrorists shooting down this plane. I can't remember it word for word, and I'm hating myself, but my children are being noisy in the other room because they're home for Thanksgiving. They don't have enough sense to be quiet while I'm filming a video, please. Okay. So, yeah. We got conflicting stories, and a guy who we're supposed to believe is the pilot giving an interview, microphone, not facing the camera. Like he's about to start a rock and roll concert or something. I don't know. Um, this is not going away. And today we finally have a report. There's been so much speculation. The Kunduz hospital thing. Turns out, after it was investigated, and you hear so many people trying to jump the gun on their own conclusions on the press news channels. Turns out it was an accident, and that they misappropriated the target, and they thought that building was the hospital and that building was the target. They had it swapped, and they hit the hospital instead of the target that they actually wanted to hit. That sucks. If you've ever seen extended footage of what it's like to be in an A10, I'm not an A10, an AC-130 gunship, a Spectre gunship. Um, I've watched that crap and wondered how the hell they know what anything they're hitting is, and that's pretty much the view that they get. But there's this confirmation process that they're supposed to go through, and that didn't get followed. So they screwed up big time. But anyway, um, that AC-130 shoots two different types of munitions. Mainly, one's a Gatling gun, and the other is kind of like a small artillery cannon. So yeah, we got we got a lot of problems. If World War III might be breaking out, and now's the day we choose to talk about the Kunduz Hospital. I don't know if this report was supposed to come out today, irregardless, but it's awfully weird for today to be the day that they make the statements about that. I don't know if they're trying to detract attention from it or say, bad things happen in war. Nobody, they're trying to group one accident with another accident and try to downplay the downing of a Russian plane by Turkey, a NATO ally, um, as a fog of war type incident. But judging by this staged interview with one of the pilots, who I'm gonna say is dead. I think they're both dead. Um, that's just my hunch. This whole fucking shit. They're probably about to attack Georgia again, and I guarantee you, there's going to be more incidents in East China very soon. And of course, we haven't seen the last of Europe, because if they let things boil down with the migrant crisis and they let us actually start talking about defending ourselves instead of going at each other's throats, calling people liberals and racists, I think pseudo liberalism, where you're just a fucking cop out person in general, I think that's a problem. But liberalism is what this country's founded upon. Liberalism. It's a good thing. Real liberalism. Hold on. And I need a lighter. I should have got the lighter when I paused it just. Okay. Now we're settled. Okay. What pseudo liberals don't understand about the state of the world in general, and what I was not sure about, I mean, I never completely misunderstood because I never really drew conclusions. I always think in likelihood. Okay, this is one likelihood, this is the other likelihood. Now I know something. You pick one and ignore the other, and that's when you develop a pattern of ignorance. Okay? Now, what most troll channels, what most people who thumbs down my videos don't understand is that war is not a fucking illusion. And that the struggle for this nation to survive is not an illusion. Okay? This is not Russia and America playing along so that we can all increase our military spending and lord over everybody, or, kill everybody or whatever. That's fucking crazy talk, okay? And that's why people cap themselves at a certain audience. Because it's crazy talk, because it can be proven false, okay? And because, I guess people like this don't have friends and family who work in the government. And, I still sympathize with you, because during the Bush administration, some of that became close to true. We had infiltrators at the executive level. For all I know, we might have infiltrators at the executive level right now. But I've seen evidence that, at the very least, they're not the ones calling the shots. What cleared things up for me as to which likelihood panned out as being much more likely, as far as whether war is fucking real or not, in the sense that we're told. was Crimea. Okay? We made a deal. They supposed to give away all their ballistic firebombing weapons. And yeah, those exist. Whether or not nukes exist, ballistic firebomb weapons exist. And they fuck a whole lot of shit up. Okay? Period. Well, we were supposed to protect the territorial integrity of Ukraine. And the reason why Putin doesn't like that is because Ukraine decided it wanted to be its own country and not just a puppet state of Russia. Okay? And I think it would be very good for anybody who thinks they know dick to go back and look at the process of the Orange Revolution and the Maidan and see it for yourselves. Don't listen to AMTV snippets and RT fucking. Oh, they literally orchestrate fake reports. They've been caught over and over again by Ukrainian media. Okay. And I could go on and on about this, but I really recommend people see it for themselves and see how Crimea was taken, see how the Maidan really started, okay, and see how a pattern of deception developed, okay. It's like they didn't even want to not get caught. Like, they're playing this how stupid are you going to let me think you are game, kind of. And what it amounts to is Putin was trying knowingly, willfully, ready, okay, trying to goad us into war. Big war, lots of war. And it's because of a conservative fanaticism. It's because of a theocracy that the former Soviet states hold in common with Sharia law. The whole idea of a caliphate. And while you got two sides scarcely played against each other in Russia, they all kind of agree on one thing, and it's not Russia. It's Russia, the Eastern European, slightly Asian area. All these other places are other places. They're all controlled by one big power. That's not Russia. That's the Horde. Okay, the Horde never just went away. Like the Crusades, Islam, Islamicism, or whatever the fuck we have to call it so we're not called racists. It never went away. Wahhabism, which is supposed to be the bad part or whatever, you know, that was mid 18th century. That was after the Crusades. After we're told the Crusades are over. That's when radical jihadism started. So what the fuck was it before when they were fucking trying to invade Vienna? The reason why people don't understand the Old Testament is because they don't know much about history. You see, if you think Putin doesn't want war, if you think he's just concerned about his economy and his leadership position, you're an idiot. You just haven't been paying attention. You don't know enough about history. You don't know enough about the psychological profile of individuals in power. And it just amazes me how brainwashed we are to think, oh, no, you couldn't possibly want a piece of us. America and NATO are going to kick his butt. In a lot of ways, we could kick Russia's butt or whatever. But in a lot of ways, such a war would go on longer than you can imagine and would destroy more of civilization than you can fucking imagine. But guess what, boys and girls? I don't have to imagine because I've seen it all happen before. And seeing the truth behind what's going on now is like fucking child's play. So that's what's up. We are going to have to do a lot more than smile and nod. There are very few avenues of hope left. And one of those avenues is, guess who? The Russian people. Not the people of all over the horde. I'm talking about the actual Russian people. See, what institutions like the Russian Orthodox Church does is take advantage of people for their faith. Excuse me. And one of the ways that the West is propagandized as, well, frankly, being worth killing, all of us. I mean, you got to get it through this mentality. Okay. You have extreme Old Testament logic combined with Eastern revenge need. Okay? It's a demand, it's a requirement, it's a cultural principle. Revenge. And you have constant propaganda. What these people sit around and do for fun is demonize Western civilization. Okay? And the fact of the matter is, on top of all the other reasons why I said telling the truth about Christianity finally needs to happen, the biggest reason is to reach out to the Russian people and say, hey, we don't mind people having fun doing what they want. We're still Christians. We're still moral people here. And God is not commanding you to come wipe us out, no matter what the TV says. Okay? And if we just showed some backbone as Christians, if somebody besides the, what do you call it, the prosperity gospel idiot like Joel Elstein, friends, give me your money. No. Somebody who's a true compassionate conservative needs to actually stand up for Christian values and what Christian principles are supposed to be. Not holier than thou, self righteous, Bible thumping bullshit. Okay? Don't you fucking people have bracelets with what would Jesus do or some shit on it? Is it just a bracelet? Or do people actually think about it anymore? Ha! Okay, I've officially gotten on a soapbox. Now I have to get off the soapbox and stop the video. Okay, and kids are horsing around again. So. Time to go. If you like this video, click the little thumbs up thing. If you haven't subscribed already, feel free to cure yourself of dumbassdom and be a subscriber.